もうつまらない東京大学嘘つきです。Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a little English test. I'm going to be doing an English exam from Tokyo University.
The best university in Japan.
The best university in Japan. I'm going to see if I can pass their English test. Kind of nervous, I'm not going to lie.
ということで、レベッカには東大の2024年度の英語の入試問題をやってもらいます。日本語で答えなきゃいけない例題に対してはちょっと割愛させていただきました。ということで、それ以外の問題をレベッカにはやってもらいます。
Okay.
待ってください。で、東大の英語の入試はちょっと調べた感じだと120分だそうです。で、結構割愛する問題が多いのと、あとレベッカがね、プロフェッショナルネイティブスピーカーということで60分でレベッカさんには解いてもらいたいと思います。
緊張する。ドキドキ。
ドキドキ。で、まあリスニングがあるからちょっと多分15分ぐらいあると思うので、ちょっと
15分リスニング15分ある？
そこはちょっとタイマーは止めてやりたいと思います。ちょっとかわいそうなので。60分スタート。
Okay, I have not seen this by the way, so I'm just gonna 頑張ります。I guess I'm just gonna read through it first and see like what the vibe is. You know, it's been a while. It's been 1 year since I've graduated from uni. My brain has rotted away.
You should read the question first.
No, I'm gonna read all of this through first and really feel the story in my head. I'm gonna pretend that I literally know this story and I'm telling it to the camera as if I know it. So, in the mid-1990s, my wife served as the United Nations Human Rights Officer in Liberia. Liberia is better.
The place? The country.
At the time,
I just started writing for the magazine New York, and my editor did not have the Liberian Civil War high on his list of most urgent topics.
but I was unlucky. Oh no, I was lucky, sorry. Great start. If this is too long, you can just like speed this whole thing up. Okay. もうつまらない I was lucky.
My editor was understanding enough to let me write about the war for the New York Times magazine. My first legitimate foreign assignment.
Okay. 今までわかる
Everything about the Liberian Civil War was unusual and terrible and fascinating. I was especially taken by the Liberian press, a group of reporters, editors, and photographers who were aggressive, clever, and determined. Yeah. There was not enough food in Monrovia, no clean water, barely any electricity.
Sounds like my hometown.
Yet the press somehow found enough ink and paper to produce some astonishing journalism.
That's very difficult vocabulary in here, guys.
The strange thing is that after all this time, it is an advertisement from these Liberian papers that I remember most clearly. It was an ad that helped me understand.
In a real lightning strike of understanding. No one would ever say that in real life, guys. No one would ever say that.
The best way to approach magazine writing and editing, which I was just then learning. The ad was for a local butcher shop and read all parts of the cow. 1. All parts of the cow has stayed with me for almost 30 years because it became the way I explained the difference between newspaper writing and magazine writing. Like many magazine people, I started in newspapers and I loved the work, the adrenaline.
Yeah, I don't.
2. What I'm about to say is not meant to be a criticism of newspapers and the people. Obviously, newspapers, especially the big national papers, are stuffed with creative, brave, and talented people who are also, by the way, helping to save our democracy, which is no small thing. The problem I had was twofold. 2 problems. First was the amount of cliches. On the police desk, we joked that the city had only 2 types of streets: quiet, tree-lined streets or trash-scattered, drug-plagued streets.
Literally we're at my hometown.
Second problem is it's common to remove the wild feeling we detail in conversation in the sermon.
Are you sure you're just reading for 5 minutes?
Have I been reading that long?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to feel the story. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up now. I'm just gonna start with the questions. No, guy. Okay.
This is behind as well, the paper.
I was always really bad with timings on exams. You know, I need to put the letters to the numbers. So, 1. The ad was for a local butcher shop and read all parts of the cow. So the butcher shop is called All Parts of the Cow. By then though, I had really started caring about my sentences and I was no. I don't remember if this was the name of the butcher shop or its marketing slogan. Oh, it's this one for sure. Because it's directly referring to the name, which it was said here. I learned over time that the best magazine editors don't fear competition. No. I'm gonna go with B.
Okay.
書きましょう。A pen. じゃあ B。B。猫ちゃんいる。Hello.
Can you focus?
Hello. Oh. 可愛くない見える Okay. So I'm gonna cross that off here as well. Because I know that. Stop! Ooh, oh, it's so hard to read this part. Community magazine was started in 2011. When I was an office reporter on the night police beat of the Washington Post, I once left the newsroom at 4 a.m., wandered to the basement press room and grabbed an annually hot off the presses copy of the morning's paper, one with my signed article on the front page. At the bottom, never mind, it still felt great. So I need to choose a sentence that adds on to that. Tofu-chan, やめて。かわいい。By then, though, I had really started caring about my sentences. Okay. And I was worried about the limitations of newspapering. I guess it could be the first bit. I learned over time that the best magazine editors don't fear complication but run to it. Can you see Tofu-chan?
No.
Okay, she's like biting me right now. Ow! Itai! I'm not a great sentence maker, but I still want to try a few more. See, it could be D. Itai! 私も嫌い. I think it's A. I'm just gonna go with A. But you know, on this test, like everything is so like it could be anything because all of the answers are so like abstract. Like the answers are so wordy, and it could be like different ones. But I'm gonna go with A. Yeah, guys, this is really hard. Like the actual text itself, it's a bit waffly, and he's really talking about a load of nothing. He really is talking about a load of nothing. This is like definitely designed to be difficult and not to be like native speakers wouldn't describe a story like this. But it's Tokyo University, so. Then 3, cliches everywhere, especially in writing. Cliches are one of the prices we pay in journalism for speed, but alertness and a brisk pre-edit to scrub will eliminate most of them. Okay. So about cliches, I have to find one that matches the cliche thing. I learned over time that the best magazine editors don't fear complication but run to it. No, that wouldn't be it. I'm no great sentence maker, but I wanted and still want to try to be one, and I hoped to work with people who wanted me to try. That could be it. It's impossible to describe except to say that it contains all of the mess of life and that it's written like poetry. Well, cliches are not written like poetry, so no. Self-distancing of the sort we see to a good effect in professional newspapers. Could be F, because I guess self-distancing could be like seen as cliches. But D or F? Like I was thinking self-distancing could be seen as like not being personal with your work, therefore using cliches, but then again this D fits the actual sentence structure more. So I'm gonna go with a D. Sukashi. I feel so sorry for anyone who's taking these kinds of tests because honestly, like this is really hard. Like I'm struggling actually. Because some of these are really similar. Like that could have been F, maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's just skip to 4. Most people just speak different understanding. Every story has an ending. Not every story even has a beginning. Every story has a beginning. You just have to find it. This show. Not everything has to make sense. Not everything is knowable. And most importantly, something that always and forever adds confusion and complexity to story making. See, now he's just going on about nothing, man. The presence of writers and their experiences, beliefs, personalities, history, and dispositions inevitably changes the reality of whatever the writers are observing and describing. That's true. Now, what could this be? Oh, I'm thinking C. Magazine editors don't fear complication but run to it. That's what that whole sentence was giving. You know, people are complex, difficult. We have loads of different beliefs and histories, but we don't run from that. We make stories from it. I think it's that, but I'm just gonna check the others. Also describe it so it contains all the mess of life, and it's written like poetry, but see, that could be it as well. Not this one, not F, not self-distancing. That's the opposite of what that said. Let's get it. Okay, I'm just gonna go with C, but it could be F. We're just gonna go with C and hope that we're okay. This is not easy for native speakers, by the way, guys. This is very different to, like, you know, just learning how to speak a language. This is like actual, like, academic, like, you have to be an academic weapon to do this. And if anyone goes to Tokyo University, please comment below. Be proud of yourselves. Oh, so we're on the last one. Wait, what have I done so far?
You have to do number 5.
I know I'm doing number 5. I just saw it. 9/11 truther. I've never heard that word used before. A truther. I don't know this word, but I know what it is now because I read it in the context. I didn't even know you could say that, a truther. When someone lies to me, I'm gonna say, you're not a truther, you're a liar. I never knew that. They've got to be making stuff up in this. Tokyo 大学嘘つきです。嘘つきたち. Can you say 嘘つきたち Japanese?
Yeah.
See, just learn from me. Learn both languages from me, guys. Not Japanese.
You have like 44 minutes left.
Have I
頑張って。
spent that long on it? I'm quite
Yes.
slow, I'm not gonna lie. I once asked the editor if I could describe... Sorry guys, got it in the end. I once asked an editor if I could describe a particular street as tree-lined but trash scattered. And then the street is not on the end. Okay. できました。できます。
はい、next is listening. Stop. Okay.
Oh no.
She's gonna finish. Okay, 38. 38. いきます。
At first, it seemed like a joke. A ship was blocking the Suez Canal. How could that even happen? But this was no joke, even though it rapidly became one online. Soon, a flood of comments were pointing out the obvious. A giant ship, somehow stuck in a narrow canal, was a too perfect metaphor for all the problems that the world was facing in 2021. Even if you were having a bad day, at least you weren't a 50,000-ton container ship that was somehow blocking 10% of global trade. It was the perfect mix of absurd and frightening. How could one ship in one place bring global trade to a halt? It all began on the 23rd of March 2021. While travelling along the Suez Canal, a container ship called Ever Given was hit by a seasonal sandstorm with winds of up to 50 miles per hour. Blown off course, the crew struggled to keep control overnight in the face of violent winds. By morning, Egyptian officials announced the unthinkable. The massive ship was wedged diagonally across the Suez Canal. It wasn't going anywhere. And because it was blocking a single-lane section of the canal, neither was anyone else. One of the world's largest container ships, the Ever Given is basically a floating skyscraper. a seagoing giant the size of the Empire State Building and heavier than 30 Eiffel Towers, capable of carrying 20,000 containers of cargo. When it got stuck,
20,000?
the estimated value of its cargo was 775 million.
700
Much
what?
of it fruit and vegetables, which later had to be destroyed. It also held a 10-meter model of a dinosaur nicknamed Dino, destined
What?
for an adventure golf course. During the 6 days the canal was blocked, almost 400 cargo ships were held up at either end, bringing to a halt almost $10 billion worth of trade.
Yours crazy.
Global oil prices rose and fell due to delays in supplies. Markets for other commodities, such as computer chips, also took a hit, and the effects on global supply chains were still being felt months later. All of which you'd think would have provided a lot of motivation to avoid this exact thing happening. What went wrong? In many ways, this was a disaster waiting to happen. Global trade has expanded enormously over the last 50 years, with the sheer volume of traffic putting global choke points like the Suez Canal under increasing pressure. And while there are constant efforts to widen and deepen the canal, the Ever Given is one of the first of a new generation of extra-large container ships.
Extra large?
And its
Okay.
sheer size causes problems not faced by smaller ships. For one, when it's fully stacked, it's 164 feet high. That's like a sail larger than 2 soccer fields.
It's too soccer
When
fields.
faced with fierce side-on winds, keeping it on course is a major challenge. The blockage was solved within a week, but the effects on deliveries took months to diminish. One of the biggest problems caused by the Ever Given was holding up supply of shipping containers, which were already scarce. Even now, that's still a pressing issue. Today, with delays for almost everything lengthening, and even regular post slowing down, we're living in the world this disaster warned us about. The Suez Canal might be flowing freely, but global trade is still stuck in the sand.
Oh, is it finally over?
Yes. You can listen one more though.
You don't know. Guys, look at this journey she just took us on, by the way. I was struggling with that. How on earth are non-native speakers meant to listen to that? I had to use all my brain power to... And I didn't even get everything. That is the journey she just took us on. Would a Japanese examiner accept that as a memo?
Yeah. You can take a
Okay.
note. Sure, you don't need to listen twice. You can listen twice.
I don't need to listen twice.
Okay.
I can't physically torture my brain forcing it to listen to that twice.
Okay.
答えましょうか?
はい、どうぞ。
Okay, so these are the questions about what we just listened to. So, the situation in March 2021, which was this happened, is described as the perfect mix of absurd and frightening. What do you think the speaker meant by this? What do you mean, what do I think? Although funny in a sense, the fragility of global trade was also revealed. She said that. She said that. Yeah, because at the end she was like, global trade is stuck in the sand. I think A makes sense. I haven't read the rest yet. It was ridiculous that a single ship could destroy one section of the canal. Well, it didn't destroy it. Modern container ships are so large they make everything else look tiny. She never said that. Online comments were split between jokes and messages of distress. No, it became a meme for everyone. The incident reminds us of how things can go unexpectedly wrong. I mean, yeah, but she actually said, like, I swear she used the word fragility. Or she was using words like that. Like, as a metaphor, like, for everything going wrong, this one ship's stuck and how all the trade is messed up. So I'm gonna go with A. Okay, number 7. According to the speaker, how did the Ever Given become stuck? That was the name of the ship. I remember it because it's such a bad name. Extremely strong winds blew the ship out of control. There was a build-up of sand in the part of the canal. There was the sand blocked up the engine. No. The ship became wedged when changing lanes during a storm. And the ship was travelling too fast given the weather conditions. Okay. So I guess it was A. She said sandstorm, no? All my notes absolutely useless. Oh yeah, I wrote sandstorm 50 miles per hour. That's a strong wind. A sandstorm is strong wind with sand in it. So I'm gonna go with A. But going A twice is kind of weird. But yeah, again, like a lot of these, like they're saying what she said, then twisting it to make it not true. So you literally have to listen to every detail so like crazily. So you have to focus, which I'm really bad at.
Finished?
Yeah.
Okay, next B. 30.
Is it another listening?
2 more listening.
Looks just B, because he's just been enjoying walking.
Finished?
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Then we're finished.
すごい. You finish on time. You have like 2 more, like I added 2 more extra minutes, but like you didn't even need 2 more extra minutes.
Oh wait, okay, so I have actually done it in time.
Okay.
We go through the answers now.
Okay. 答え合わせします.
Kincho, but I think I've done really well. Look at all this messy paper.
Right, number 1.
For the page 6.
B, A.
Wait.
Right.
Oh goodness. B, 2 is A.
I don't know. B, number 1 is A. So number 1 is B.
Yeah.
The number 2 is A. 3 is D. 4 is C.
Yay!
Next one was listening, right?
Yeah. Okay, I got all of that as well. Why am I surprised? I shouldn't be surprised because this is for natives. I mean, native speakers should find this easy. Okay.
15 is E.
No, we're at 100% so far, guys. We're at 100% again. Takupa.
Finish it.
100%. I'm shocked at that. You know what's funny? It got easier as it got along towards the end.
Oh, really?
I found the first one to be the hardest, but I was like actually kind of guessing like at some of the meanings because they were so similar. I can't believe that. I mean, I should believe that because I'm a native speaker. At school, I got pretty much 100% all A's all the time in English. Anything to do with English language and literature, just A's. That's my best, strongest subject. When I was in like middle school, secondary school, I was the only person in my class who got a 9. It is the top grade you can get.
You know, funny thing is, after you got 100, you talk about how well you were.
Yeah, if I failed this, I wouldn't even upload this video. It's fine to make mistakes, but yeah, I was like in the top few percent of the country for English literature in middle school.
Top 1%? What do you think of Tokyo University students?
Dan, you guys are soldiers. You guys are really soldiers. I can imagine people have to sit down like for 9 hours a day having to study for this kind of thing, just for this. Crazy. I really truly think if you're not a native speaker, this is not doable. It's not doable to get 100%. Perhaps on the last few ones, it got easier. I think someone could learn this, but those articles and that listening is really hard. I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Yeah, but you did everything in once though. You know what, you can do it twice.
Yeah, I guess so. A lot of it is just like guessing from context. If you like get like the whole vibe, you can kind of guess what the answer is from like the context. Like I didn't know truly, what was it? Liar, truther. That's something new I've learned today from this. And with that, I wanted to announce to you guys kind of that I will be starting English sessions. So you'll be able to learn English with me very soon, so keep an eye out for that. I'll be announcing it on my social media when it is time to commence. So if you're interested, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media, and hopefully I will see you next time.